What's going on, guys? It's DBG, the Brazilian Gamer here, back, and this time I am playing Civilization Revolution. So, basically, it's just a game where you can pick, a number of civilizations and start from a certain point in time up until I think about at the maximum the year 2100, I believe. So, here are all the difficulties. Chieftain is the easiest. Not gonna go there. Warlord, a little harder than Chieftain, but still really easy. King, I've got all the types of victories, which I will get into once we start out the game. So this is kind of like the medium difficulty between all these. A true test of your leadership skills, or fair but challenging. Emperor, I've gotten one victory on. It really is quite challenging. Deity, hardest difficulty. The best I've gotten is, I'll explain all of this later, or I'll explain like more of this stuff later, just so I don't give you guys so much information to take in. So, I believe. King, I've won really easily before. I want more of a challenge, but I want a chance as well to maybe win. So I think I'm going to go with the Emperor here. So here are all the civilizations that you can choose. You have Caesar with the Romans, Cleopatra with the Egyptians, Alexander the Great with the Greeks, Isabella from the Spanish, Bismarck from the Germans, Catherine from the Russians, Mao from the Chinese, Abraham Lincoln with the Americans, Tokugawa with the Japanese, Napoleon with the French, Gandhi with the Indians, Saladin with the Arabs, Montezuma and the Aztecs, Shaka and the Zulu, Genghis Khan and the Mongols, and Queen Elizabeth of the English. And then you can just choose, or this will choose a random civilization for you. So as you can see, in the bottom left-hand corner there, you can see ancient, medieval, industrial, and modern. Those are the different eras in time. And the things below them are the bonuses that are specifically unique for these civilizations. So the ancient era, the Romans get half-price roads. The medieval era, they get half cost on wonders. I'll explain those later as well. Industrial, they get more great people. I'll just explain all that on the way, but I'm just telling you all this. So modern era, new cities have less one population. They also have special units, and also each civilization starts out the game with a certain type of thing as well. As you can see, the Romans start with a republic and a code of laws, and then you can just pause really quick if you want to look at all the rest of this stuff here. I know I'll go with the Americans because I honestly don't know. I like them the most. It's the one that I've civilization that I've won with the most. And yeah, really, that's all I have to say about them. So I think I might go with the Americans for this one. I won, and what that rocket ship means is a technological victory. So, which is the victory that I've won on this difficulty before. So, let's start out with the Americans. I'm gonna try and tell you guys, how the game all works, but at the same time to be able to progress relatively quickly at the same time. So here we have our settlers to settle our capital with. So here's all this land here, all this fog. You have to get whatever unit you want to get close to, and it'll just kind of blow away. It's called a fog of war. You just have to explore the whole world to get rid of all of it. So I think I'm going to settle this city here. So these green apples here signify food slash population. So it's helpful to have a lot of this. These things right here um, are science squares, which help you acquire science, which also helps you to research any technology. And these two hammers, I believe, um, are production, which allows you to construct buildings, construct wonders, and also train units. So I think we're going to settle here. Found our city of Washington in the year 4000 BC. And one of the bonuses for the Americans is that at the beginning of the game they get what's called a great person. So there can be great scientists, which of course here we get Albert Einstein. They can give you 50% science production. Well, that's annoying. Okay, it stopped. Okay, so great scientists here give you 50% production, and later on, since we're not researching technology right now, they can instantly give you a certain technology if you want to. I normally always settle the great person, but only if it's really, really needed. You can do that. You can um, just finish technology automatically. So here we have a warrior unit. Since we've constructed one or trained one here, we can also build a galley, which is just like the most primitive type of boat. It can transport ground units, as you can see there. So warriors are just the weakest of the military units that you can have, and it's honestly obviously I meant the first one that you receive. So here we get what's called barbarians, and once you defeat them using your warriors, you can get some special bonuses from them. So going back to the great people, actually, I'm going to tell you guys about the great people as I get them along the way. So I'm not going to tell you all of them. So let's attack here with this warrior unit, and as you can see there, or if you were able to spot that, we got a 50% attack since we are on a hill. So it's good to uh, get those types of spots. You know what? I don't know what I'm trying to say. So we've just encountered, or Caesar has encountered us. So let's just make peace with them, since we obviously don't have uh, the necessary units to go on and defeat him. Obviously, which there's really no point in the beginning of the game. Only if you want to get maybe a certain achievement. So here is all the technologies that we can research so far, or for now I meant. First here we can get the alphabet, we can build a library, and also the Oracle of Delphi wonder. Bronze working, we can build archer units, which are defensive units. We can build a barracks, build the Colossus of Rhodes wonder, and we could harvest fish. Okay, so all of this I'm going to tell you along the way. I'm not going to explain all this. So I'm going to go ahead and get the alphabet, which is really the first technology you should always get. So yeah, we can start building libraries eventually. Oh, okay, so this is actually kind of helpful. So the bonus for us getting this barbarian village got us bronze working while we weren't even researching it. So that's one of the bonuses that you can get from barbarian villages. They can also give you gold. They can get you what's called a caravan, which you can transport to cities and get gold. They can also maybe give you a galley, which is obviously, since you guys have seen, is simply just a primitive boat that can transport your ground units. So yeah. Okay, so have those two go at that barbarian village, but in the meantime, I'll get this warrior to go on and explore. Okay, so let's attack this barbarian village. So now we went back to our basic attack, which is 1. We lose that 50% attack from the hill since we are not in a hill currently. So we've gotten 3 victories, which allows us to get a 50% combat bonus. So it's honestly as we're back in a hill again. But if we were on a hill, we would get 50% more. So we would actually have 2 attack. Okay, so here we got a galley from this barbarian village, as I said. That can be one of the bonuses. Okay, so let's go on and explore. Let's go on this way. And have these guys go on over here. So this is wheat. This requires the technology of irrigation. Okay, so let's go ahead and get pottery as our technology. I always sort of go in a I always go sort of the same route in terms of technologies. I always get the same technologies first and all that stuff, and just kind of adapt to the game and see like what technologies the CPU actually researches. Okay, so since we got the alphabet, I actually want to start a library, which will give us 50% science, I believe. Let me see here, just to make sure. Oh yeah, or twice as much science in the city. So as you can see there, that little, I think that's called a beaker, um, right next to, or right below that little kind of mask, that is our science. We're getting +3 science per turn. And over there in the water, we got those 2 beakers there. That's giving us 2 science since there's 2 beakers. And since we have our great scientist, that also gives us 50% science. Which would give us +1 more science since we're only creating 2 science, by default, which gives us that 3. So now by constructing this library, we'll be able to get 6 science per turn, which will allow us to get technologies more quickly. Okay, is that? No, I don't think that's a border, is it? Nope, just more land. Let's just keep exploring with with this guy over here. Okay, more wheat for irrigation. Okay, let's continue moving these guys. I bet that's just gonna like be a little small peninsula. Okay, so there's a border of another civilization, which I believe is the Zulu. So we'll get to that once we get closer to that border. And let's see here. And it is, in fact, the Zulu. So I'll make peace with them as well, since there's no need to go to war with them. Okay, so yeah, cancel the move, since there's no point in going over there now. Okay, so those warriors can go there, but I'll have these warriors go down here. Okay, I bet that's going to be the end of the island. You know what, I'm going to have this first ranger militia in the galley here. Okay, so that was a good idea. Since we deployed our first ranger militia, I think that's what they're called again, from our galley, we were able to see what's on the island here. And this is called a friendly village. They can also give you bonuses. Okay, so our next technology that I'm going to research, or that we're going to research, is masonry, which could allow us to build a wall. It could also make us build the Great Wall of Wonder, and we could also build with marble. I should have told you guys what we could use with pottery. which I actually already forgot what it actually does. But yeah, let's go ahead and get masonry. And if you're first to any technology, it can give you certain bonuses. Some technologies don't give you bonuses, which is kind of annoying, but you know what? What can you do, right? So if we get masonry first, if we're the first civilization to acquire masonry, we will be able, or we'll automatically get a wall, and I believe our capital, or maybe, yeah, probably just our capital. So by getting to this great or friendly village, we were able to acquire 25 gold pieces. So that's one of the bonuses, of course, from getting a friendly village. It can also give you technologies and all that stuff. Okay, so we got another barbarian village here, so let's hope we can get another bonus from that. All right, let's go ahead and attack these guys here. There we go. No casualties. Okay, so since there's really nothing on this island, nothing else on this island, we'll just go ahead and have our militia go to our galley again. Okay. Let's go ahead and attack these guys once again. So since the barbarians are uncivilized, if you saw there, oh wow, that is actually kind of bad. Okay then. Let me actually do something really quick here. I'm going to cancel. Okay, they actually don't have a move to go down there. I'm going to have this warrior over here to go over there again. It's really kind of bad if you lose against the barbarians very early on in the game. It's crucial to get as many barbarian villages as you possibly can. Oh, hello, Gandhi of the Indians. So it looks like or his warriors also have acquired 3 victories, giving them the 50% bonus, since they look sort of the same as mine, but just in a different color. So yes, I will accept your generous offer. Alright, so we've seen 3 civilizations so far. The Zulu, the Romans, and the Indians. There's a total of 5 civilizations in one game, counting yourself, so we still have one more civilization to encounter. Okay, so it looks like the Indians are exploring that way. Okay, we've got another friendly village, that's good. Okay, let me actually already deploy the militia. Okay, we've got 25 more gold pieces. Ooh, hello. Alright. So this is actually what's called an ancient artifact. They can give you special things as well. So once we get to this one, I'll show you guys what it gives you. Alright, now let's try this again. We better not lose again. So here there you can see that the barbarians are uncivilized, which makes them lose 50% of their attack, dropping them down to only 0.5 defense. Let's heal this unit. Now let's go this way. Okay, we'll just have this galley stay there for a little bit. Ooh, hello! Looks like we found another civilization. That is actually the Chinese. Okay, so we have discovered the Ark of the Covenant, ancient holy scrolls revealing the secrets of true happiness. Temples or cathedrals have been built in each of our cities. Really, what I should have done is maybe waited until I had more cities in order to do that. So I could have gotten a temple or a cathedral in more than just one city, which is all I currently have. Okay, so we got a spy from this barbarian village. So a spy allows you to get you into another civilization city and do a couple things in there. So I'll show you guys once we get there. Okay, let's say hi to the Chinese. Yes, I will accept your generous offer. Alright, so I think we've met all of the um, civilizations. So we were the first to masonry, so we were able to get walls established in Washington. So let's go ahead and get ceremonial burial. That will allow us to build temples. That's like the main thing for um, ceremonial burial, which is really helpful. It gives you your city extra culture, which is also essential um, during the game. Okay, let's see here. So, with a spy. Oh, hello. Okay, very interesting. I did not know that a Zulu spy was actually in there. So I can't actually show you what you could actually do with a spy, but you can. Well, I can tell you. It can disrupt defensive units in a certain city. You can take gold, can kidnap a great person, and you can also sabotage a production of something, I believe. I don't use spies that often, so I'm not really remembering everything. Okay, so currently we have. Okay, let me actually get out of there for a second. We're producing 12 culture per turn. By as you can look up by that purple mask over there, and we're also producing 12 science per turn. So these are all our borders here. We can, as you can see, we're producing. Um, we're using those. I can't even speak right now. We're using those 2 water squares over there, which is giving us 4 science. We have those 2 squares that are giving us food, and we have that 1 square that's giving us production. So what I'm actually going to do is first build some archers so we can have at least some type of defensive unit at our capital. Just to make sure that nothing happens, that like a civilization doesn't go to war with you and you have no defenses, or else you're basically screwed. Okay, so here is all the type of victories that you can get. A domination victory requires you to capture all enemy capitals. So everybody still has their capital, so nobody is even close to getting a domination victory. A technology victory requires you to get all 48 technologies and build a spaceship to go to Alpha Centauri. Okay, so as you can see there below technology victory, it says be the first civilization to reach Alpha Centauri, which is what you need to get, or what you need to do in order to get a technological victory. So an economic victory requires you to get 20,000 gold pieces, which you get in 8 milestones, 8 economic milestones. And then after that, you need to build what's called the World Bank Wonder. For a cultural victory, you need to get either 20 great people, wonders, or converted cities, which requires you to have more culture than a certain city, which makes the citizens from that city want to join your civilization since you have more culture than they do. So far, we're the only civilization to have any of those things, which is our great person, which is our great scientist. So, and after that, once you get either 20 of either of those, you then need to build the United Nations Wonder in order to get a cultural victory. So, we're getting close to 30 minutes. So once we get to 30 minutes, I think that's when I'll stop this video. This video is kind of getting long. So I think there really isn't anything for me to do at this point with this warrior unit. So, oh hello. Okay, so the Indians settle a city there. I think I'm just gonna have these guys go back to Washington. Okay, So now let's continue exploring with our galley here. Okay, so this warrior unit is going back. Okay, so end the turn and have them continue on to Washington. Okay, so okay, the Romans used the talents of Christopher Columbus to make 50 gold. So that is another great person, and Christopher Columbus is an example of a great person that is an explorer slash industrialist. And if you settle a great explorer slash industrialist, you get 50% gold production in that city wherever you settle him in, or you can just make gold using him, or just like add however many gold to your treasury. And the amount of gold progressively gets higher as you get into the other eras. So since we're still in the ancient era, the Romans only were able to get 50 gold. Okay, so we've hit the medieval era, so now, I won't save my game just yet. Okay, so we have discovered the secrets of ceremonial burial. We can use incense resources, so that's another thing that I actually forgot about ceremonial burial. And I believe there is an incense resource right there, right to the right of that blue square. That is an incense resource, which gives us 2 extra culture. We can also build a temple, like I said. That's the main thing for, or at least yeah, it is the main thing for ceremonial burial, and we can also build the Great Pyramid Wonder. So, okay, so there's a whole bunch of technologies that we can actually research, but what you can do is consult your tech planner here. And as you can see there, you can see those green ones at the bottom right corner of a whole bunch of these technologies. What that says is, that if you research this technology now, you start researching this certain technology now, there is a possibility that you can be the first one to it, or you're most likely going to be the first one to that technology, which will give you the certain bonus if you're the first one to it. So, you can be the first to ironworking, construction, irrigation, or mathematics. At this point, I'm going to go for construction. So, yeah. Okay. And once we get it, I'll tell you guys about the bonuses. And as you can actually see here, this oak square requires construction, which I believe gives you some extra production. Okay, let's hope that the Zulu borders don't get bigger. And having our... I know it's going to make our warriors, like, be trapped or something. I hope that doesn't happen. That can kind of be annoying. Okay, so it looks like the Zulu are planning to settle another city since they have settlers with them and also archers to protect them. Okay, the Indians use Marco Polo to make 50 gold. Okay, I believe this is probably going to be Delhi here. Most likely. Okay, so warriors are making their way back. Oh, that is really annoying. And the CPU try their best to literally settle their cities as close to you as possible. Okay, so Lord NBA Legend 101, the pretentious snobbery of your people will soon come to an end. However, we will leave you in peace for 10 turns in exchange for 80 of your 92 gold pieces. Okay, so we can give them the 80 gold and make peace. We can try and give them pottery and see if they'll accept it. It's not guaranteed that they will accept it. We can just flat out go to war with them, or we can consult our advisors and see what they have to tell us. So, the Indians are quite powerful. Peace may be our best option. Their troops are dug in for defense. However, their people are unsophisticated and may be lured into joining our civilization. So that's what our military advisor is telling us. A foreign advisor saying that war would be a terrible mistake. Let us leverage the culture of our great civilization to convert the Indians to our side. So I don't want to give them all my gold. Oh, hello. Okay, let me get some batteries. They're right next to me, so shouldn't be a problem. There we go. Okay. Just let it reconnect for a second, and there we go. So I don't want to give him all my gold, so I'm gonna try and see if he accepts pottery. Okay, he did accept it. Because I don't want to go to war with him yet, because I have nowhere close to the white not a mound, but like an army to really go to war with. Okay, so these guys are coming back to Washington still. Okay, let me actually see here. I'm gonna rush these guys just to hurry up this production of this archer army, which I want to build. Okay. Okay, so I think just to make sure, I'm gonna have these guys. Okay, this is Bengal. Actually, this is another city. So they're getting more settlers. Okay, interesting. Actually, curious to see what's up here. I'm guessing their next city is up there now. Or like their new city that they probably just settled. Not sure. Okay, we were the first to construction. So as a result, we get a workshop built in Washington. So what a workshop does, actually, before we do that, let's see which technology we can be the first to, possibly. So we already have construction. Let's actually get mathematics, because engineering is also give you a really good bonus. Okay, so our economy is booming. Gold reserves are over 100. As a result, a settlers unit appears. The next economic milestone will occur when we have over 250 gold. And maybe asking yourselves, oh hello. Okay, so Chinese want 50 of my gold pieces, or 50 of my 100 gold pieces. I want to give him all of that, so let's see if he accepts 26. Okay. Okay, that's good enough, I guess. Alright, so let's see here. What can we do here? Where's a good spot to get these guys? You know what? Before we actually do that, I'm going to end this episode here. This episode has gone on for 36 minutes. Quite a long episode. So, hope you guys all enjoyed this first episode of Civilization. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys next time.